Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. I'm so excited for this episode because we're going to be talking about love. Specifically, the listeners' love, because my only update is that I am single. And that is it. There's nothing else to it. I've got nothing else to say. And I've also shared enough about my love life online and on the podcast and in episodes, and I'm pretty sure I've pissed a lot of people off. So, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. Plus, I actually don't even think I'll have the time with the amount of stuff that I've received from people, because I got a comment on my TikTok the other day. Let me find it. I screenshotted it to read out loud. Please do a Gift of the Gab episode about your current relationship. I don't have one. And answer questions about relationships in general. Would love it. Find the pod so funny. How cute is that? People are going to think that I commented that myself, but it actually was a person called lol67, and they don't have a profile picture, so it does look like I've done it myself. And I thought, that's great. I'm going to do that, absolutely. And at the same time, I got all these incredible stories about people and they're like holiday, shags, romances, and I thought, let's just tie it all up, stick a wee bow on it, and call it an episode. And I'm sure along the way I'll end up spilling stuff that I probably shouldn't about myself and about other stuff that I've been up to on my holidays and in my relationships. So today, I've got all of these. Some of them, right guys, some of them are really fucked up. Some of them, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm allowed to laugh at that because it's horrible. So some of them I'm not going to read out loud. Some of them I was a little bit concerned about. And I will message you back and ask if you're okay after I've done this episode. But other ones, hilarious. Absolutely brilliant. Like, I cannot wait. And people have sent me voice notes as well. Like, there's a lot to get through. I'm so excited. So yeah, and you've not disappointed. You've not disappointed. So I'm going to start off. So I went to my Instagram story, let me just say, and I posted about holiday shags. This was for like another project, but I just needed a couple of them, and I thought, I'm not going to let these go to waste. I'm going to use them in my own podcast episode. So I asked you guys for funny and embarrassing holiday sex stories, like your 6th year holiday trip to Zante. I went to Zante. Zante was the worst experience of my life, and it is a total shithole, which is such a shame, because I'm sure before the Brits came along and ruined it, it was a gorgeous, stunning island, but we've ruined it. It's really sad. Anyway, your girl's trip to Malaga, or even your weekend away in Aberdeen. And nothing is too much or too little, and sign away because it's anonymous. I'm never going to expose you, obviously. And then I obviously just asked about people's relationships, the good, the funny, the ugly. If you've went at it with an absolute munter, let me know. So here we go. I'm going to start with the holiday shags, because they are going to be funny, and I got quite a few voice notes for that. But someone did say I've only ever had a shag in my imagination, and that is not something that you should probably share with people. I've had one person say, Magaluf, a boy ripped my cervix. Shagged an Aussie rugby boy under the Eiffel Tower. You know what? That's actually really romantic. But I'm also thinking, how did you do that with loads of people there? Because the Eiffel Tower has never not got people underneath it. Like, even at like 3 a.m, there's people underneath it. So if you could follow up on that, I'd love to know how you did that. Shagged in Australia and Portugal and stole €20 for the bus back to my resort. Lol, my bestie had to pay someone to leave who she brought back to her hotel room. And this girl actually sent me a DM following that up. So hold on, I'm going to go over the messages. Both of us were out on the strip in the Algarve, and I found my man for the night, but she didn't. We were fucked. Well, basically in the cab back to our hotel, I was getting with my man, and she felt left out. So literally when we were at the traffic light, she put the window down and called a random bloke off the street to get in the cab, and he willingly got in. We got in to our hotel room, and me and my guy were having a whale of a time. He was hot, if I remember correctly, lol, but her guy was some weird dirty man, and he and my mate quickly realised she'd fucked up, so literally had to pay him like €20 to leave. He finally left, and then she hopped on the phone with me and my guy. But he fingered me so hard I literally bled everywhere. It wasn't a vibe. So you can imagine, first thing in the morning, he left in a flash. Okay, we're off to a strong start. I love that she hopped in on the fun. I don't think if I saw any of like my pals getting on with a guy, I would ever hop in. Like, I would not be able to look at my pal and like not burst out into laughter if we were having a threesome. I'd be looking at her being like, no. Would, like, actually, here's the thing. Tell me, would you ever have a threesome with your pal? Would you? Leave a comment. I'd like to know, because I really don't think I could, because we're all like sisters, you know what I mean? It'd be like, for me, it would be like incest, and I just wouldn't be able to take it seriously. Like, I could probably do it with like a pal that I didn't have that like sisterly, like, but I also just think that like, nah, I just don't think I could. Nah, I probably couldn't. It'd have to be a stranger. I don't think I could do it with any of my pals, but I hope one of my pals says that she'd do it with me because she thinks I'm hot, but no. No. Oh, here's another one. Me and a few of my mates went to Amsterdam. One of them paid for services in the red light district. We got to dinner that night, last meal of the holiday. He had no passport, wallet or money. He had to stay another 2 days to get an emergency passport from the embassy, then sort his own flight. We all went home without him while he probably sat evaluating his life decisions for 48 hours in the Netherlands. So he got robbed. Slay from her. No, sorry, I feel bad for your pal, but that is funny. Here's another one. Once in Barcelona, I went home with this guy who cooked me arepas? What's arepas? I'm gonna have to Google that. Arepas. Oh, it's a South American. Arepa is a type of food made of ground maize dough stuffed with filling, eaten in northern parts of South America since pre-Columbian times. Oh, maybe is that well-known food? Because I might be being really thick right now, but usually I'm quite good with my food. That looks yummy though. So back to this. I went home once in Barcelona. I went home with this guy who cooked me arepas, which were awful. Then we proceeded to have sex, and it was so bad, but I didn't know how to leave. He wanted to keep cuddling. No. Oh, I don't know what it is, but like, just like a guy being like, just clinging. No, especially see when you're not into them, it literally makes you want to spew. Like, oh no, girl, you're making me feel sick. He wanted to keep cuddling and kept holding me, but I got the ick. Yeah. So I said I was going to the bathroom, grabbed what I could, just my underwear, and ran out. So I was running around El Raval, which I'm guessing is a part of Barcelona, half naked, no shoes, to get back home. Oh, fuck. That's horrible. That is horrible. And also, like, that's really creepy from him, and I really hope that you get your stuff back. I need to reply to all these after, because they're just too good. Oh my god. Here's another one. I was staying in a hostel in Bucharest the other week, and my best mate shagged the owner midday during the day of our flight home. Well, as in, like, he missed his flight? I was staying in a hostel in Bucharest the other week, and my best mate shagged the owner midday during the day of our flight home. So he missed the flight to shag the owner? I'm confused by that one. Okay, here's another one. This is from one of my pals. Got drunk before going in an overnight bus travelling between 2 cities in Spain, and I got fingered by a Turkish man because I wanted to get off. It was an overnight bus lot and there were loads of people around us, but I didn't care. I didn't touch him lol, just kiss, but I knew I was horny and this was the best option at the time. And that one's by far already the worst one that we've had. I didn't touch him, but I was just horny and this was the best option at the time. Honestly, babe, fair. You did what you had to do. You did what you had to do. And I love the fact that you've shared this with me, and they've just sent me a picture of her smiling when she sent this. Oh, Grace. Some of these are too good. Here's another one. Okay, here's one. Honestly, my friends have pulled through with this. They're firing their stuff in. They clearly are just like, talk your shit and here, say what I have to say. Another one of my pals is saying, is anyone topping in 12-year situationship with a narcissist? Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Who made me believe we were soulmates, because I don't think so. Never even had sex, but thought we were soulmates. Actually, kill me off, please. The fact that you guys haven't even had sex is even worse. And totally, yeah, I know the situation. I'm calling narcissist, genuinely, but some of these are just fantastic. So I got a voice note from a girl who I thought she was about to tell me a story, but she's just said like, oh, do you want me to tell this story? It's going to be quite long. And I was just said, yes, absolutely, send immediately. I'm getting people still sending stuff in now. Right, here's another one. Went to Albufeira with the boys and met a nice Dutch lady in her mid-30s. I was 20. We had a mad one, split from the group, ended up taking her back to the villa. We both fell asleep mid-shag that night. 3 roommates fell out with me, especially the one sleeping in a single bed right next to me. Oh, that's bad. But also, oh no, that is bad. That is so bad. I'm like, but you were 20. And I'm like, no. It's still really bad. Here's another one. First holiday in Ibiza with the lads. Got with the girl in High nightclub. I don't know that one. Pool going smoothly. We're heading home in the taxi, both relatively smashed. I go to open the door for her. Hits me right in the fucking bollocks. Then pied me off because I couldn't get it up from the car door. Bashing me. Can't blame her, honestly. That's brutal. That's not your fault you got slammed in the balls with a car door. That is so sad. I feel for you. I was about to say your name out loud. Thank God I didn't. Wait, I've got... Oh, this is a big long one. Oh, this is really long. Okay, be prepared. This is a very long story, but I think somewhat of a good story. You've come to the right place. So my last ex, who I broke up with in October, was maybe the worst person I've ever come across. Haven't we all, babe? We've all had one like that. We decided to start seeing each other nearly 2 weeks after we broke up because I was moving away in 2 months. So I thought it wouldn't do much harm, okay. I asked him when I first saw him after we broke up if he had slept with anyone. He said no, and obviously I believed him. Then he went quite distant for a week, which was so unlike him because he was usually always clingy. I was a bit sus. Then a couple of weeks later, I bumped into a mate at an event, and he says he knows my ex because of his housemate. Straight away, I know what housemate he means. So I look up this girl and my ex follows her. Very sus. I ask him about it on text and he ignores me. So when I see him in person, I'm like, tell me how you know this girl. He says it's just a random person and he has no idea who she is. Don't be so fucking stupid. Do you think I'm fucking thick? I hate that. Like, don't gaslight me. I'm a lot more intelligent than you. So shut up and just tell me the truth. Men are dumb. Sorry to all men. Actually, I'm not sorry. Just over a week later, I spontaneously decide to go out to a club and I see the girl. Keep your calm. At the end of the night, I go over to her and introduce myself and we're chatting for a bit and then she says, girl, I really don't want to tell you this, but just girl to girl. I've been sleeping with your ex. I actually couldn't believe it, so I tried to test if she was lying. Like, I really didn't want it to be true. I was going to say, girl, she ain't lying. Why would you lie? My heart literally sank. Oh, because I thought all the time we'd still spent with each other after we split and he was keeping the secret the whole time. I texted him a bunch of abuse necessary. I feel, girl, go off. Then the next morning I'm hungover as fuck and I wake up to banging at my bedroom patio door. Where, girl, where are you living with your bedroom patio door? Like, proper banging. I open my curtain and my ex is just standing there with red eyes, clearly from crying. Honestly, eck. I can just imagine this guy like standing behind this glass door like this, with his little red eyes and his little snotty nose with blubbering mess, being like, I'm so sorry. Oh, grow up and fuck off. But I was not even interested in hearing his excuses. I would just draw the curtains back and be like, go away, and then just sit and just watch TV. That was the end of everything. Even though he still to this day thinks he has a chance of getting me back, it's laughable but also very sad. Somehow this was worse than my first relationship too. Men give me the fear, but I moved from the UK to Montreal in January, so I've got plenty of distance to be away from all of that. Slay! I love this for you. Oh my god, have the best time in Montreal. Oh god, you're making me want to leave again. I love this for you. Thank you for sending that in. Oh god, we've got some more. Here we go. We've got our first voice note, guys. When I was like 15, I was seeing this guy and I was like, oh, he plays bass, he's so cool, which is so cringe now. So anyway, we were seeing each other for a bit, but like I wasn't really feeling it and he wasn't really feeling it. But like, instead of just like saying like, look, like, let's just end it, he sent me a tweet of someone coming out as bisexual, right? And they were like, oh, I don't want to be in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship with a girl, but I also want to be with a boy. I don't know what to do. So I just like replied back to him and went, you're bisexual? ? Like, are you coming out to me? That's fine.
And he went, no, I think we should break up. And I was like, that tweet was just someone coming out as bisexual. He's like, oh, I thought it meant I didn't want a boyfriend or a girlfriend because I don't want a girlfriend right now. And I was like, no, you just sent me a tweet of someone coming out, girl.
That's pathetic. Just, some people are just cowards at the end of the day, and sometimes you just need to do the work for them and just end it. Because I think I've done this before where I'm just like waiting for someone to end it, but you just need to like grab it. And also, you'd rather be the one to end it, I feel like. I would much rather be the one to break up with someone. I'm starting to realize that now. Like I honestly, it's definitely a pride and an ego thing, but I do not want to be the one that gets dumped. I think because the first relationship I was ever in, like my first love, was like the most horrific heartbreak I've ever had in my life, and he was like the nicest boyfriend. Like there was nothing wrong. It was just like, you know, your first love when it feels like you've literally had your heart ripped out of you, like out of your arse, and like served you like on a plate. It was like that. It was the most awful thing, and I think since then it's actually just like affected me so much that like I just don't want to ever be broken up with. Like it's definitely my ego, but maybe I just don't want to feel that pain again. I think it's a mix of both. But yeah, we've got another one. Oh, I love how much detail people are putting into these. Okay, OMG. Okay, so I'll tell you one that genuinely makes me die. It's horrific. So I was in Italy a few years ago, and we were in Rome, then heading to Naples the next day, and my mates were like, don't want to go out, or trains at like 7 a.m. or something. So I was like, chill, I'm gonna go out on Tinder and invite someone round. Chat to this guy, and he comes round, we have a smoke and drink. Sorry, someone's just sending me another one. Wait, okay, I've lost myself. Right, he comes round, we have a smoke and a drink, and then we're just chatting. He's like, so bad news, I can't have sex with you. And I'm thinking, oh fuck, he's got a bird or something. So I'm like, why not? Well, and he's like, long story short, I had surgery on my dick. And I was like, what kind of surgery? And him in his broken English, I had a cyst on my dick and I had to get it removed. And then asked me if I want to see the scar. I was like, lol, yeah, kind of funny, but you can't have sex because it was like a week ago. But silly me was just like, this is hilarious if I give him a blowjob. So I eventually end up just sucking the tip of his dick until he came. Stop. Also, this one didn't happen to me, but I heard it a while ago where this girl went on a night out on holiday and went back to this boy's apartment and did a shit in the toilet, and it wouldn't flush, so she tried to throw it out the window but didn't realise it was double glazed or something, so it just went in between the two windows. That's bad. Both of them are really bad. I've just realised I've mixed in the holiday and the relationship ones, but it's fine. Okay, God, we've got some flying in just now. Oh right, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 voice notes. Are you ready?
Okay, so picture the scene. I'm like 16, 17 years old. I'm on a family holiday with my sister and my parents. Each of us are allowed to bring a friend. I bring my best friend. We're on this family holiday. It's a wholesome time. You know, we're 17, like we have a couple drinks in the hotel, but that's what they think the extent of it is. First night we get there, we're like, oh, let's go out. Like, let's go to the strip and get fucked up. So we leave the hotel, we like sneak out, leave our phones at home, like we just have nothing, because my dad like had my location on his phone. Head into town, and we don't even like get that far until this group of like old ass Russian men are like, oh, like, where you guys going? You guys want to go to the club? And like, I hate telling this story because it makes me sound so fucking stupid, but we were like, yeah, sure, yeah, why not? Let's trust this random group of guys. So we went with the guys. They spoke very little English, but I established a relationship with the main guy who spoke the most English.
I established a relationship with the only English speaker. Also, if you hear some buzzing, it's people still sending stuff in.
They keep walking and walking. We're walking with them. We're drinking sangria from a carton. Nobody's really communicating very well because there's a huge language barrier, but we're like, hey, they're going to take us to the club. Obviously, they weren't taking us to the fucking club. They took us to, like, we walked for so many hours. We just kind of lost track of time. We're young and foolish. Walked to this, like, run-down, like, derelict building, and they were like, come inside, we have a party inside. And we're like, ooh, this is actually maybe not great. And they were like, no, you come. And then we were like, okay, fuck it. We're going to the party with the Russians again. Such fools. We went in. It literally was so derelict. It was like crumbling. The stairs were blocked by like a fucking pile of rubble, and a lift didn't work. So we had to like clamber up to this room. And then yeah, we had a party. Then the main guy was like, I got you this rock from the top of the mountain, and I give it to you because you're a beautiful woman. And I was like, thank you. And then we had sex, and it was so terrible. But then I was like, oh, you know what? This has been crazy. It's probably time to go. Meanwhile, my best friend's out on the balcony with a bunch of people who don't speak English. I can hear her, like, trying to, interact with them. It's not going that well. The party's kind of dying down. I've just sucked off a 45-year-old Russian creepy guy. Everyone's on cocaine. It's a bit of a crazy time. It's time to go. We're children. We're on a family holiday. So we're like, okay, time to leave.
I don't know where this is going. This is probably the wildest one I've heard. Right.
And the guys are like, it is Russian tradition. You can never leave a woman in danger. Like, okay, leave me to your coke then, but this is dangerous. So they walk us home, and there's really not a great deal we can do about it. We're sort of like sobering up. We're a little bit scared. We're like, ooh, this is actually kind of mad. So we're walking home. I've still got this fucking rock that the guy gave me because I don't want him to feel bad because, I'm a nice person. He's just like, yeah, walking with me. We're all going back to the hotel. It's like almost daylight. My parents are texting us, I'm assuming, asking us where we are because it's like an hour till breakfast time. I've lost track of what I was saying. So yeah, we walked to the hotel. During the walk, and I think this is maybe the craziest part of the story, for some unknown reason, very suddenly and without warning, he pulled me by the belt loop of my shorts and put his thumb up my asshole, just like in the street. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? It was insane. Anyway, they walk us home. They wish us well. We're like, okay, bye, fuck off, please leave, because our parents are, probably in the lobby, like, get out of here. And so that was that. But then, the next day, we went to the water park. And I vaguely remember the night before them saying something about, tomorrow we will go to a water park. And I was like, okay, fun. And then we went to the water park. And we didn't see them the entire time. Like, it was a success. We were freaking out. Like, I was there with my parents and my little sister and her friend. Fucking terrified to bump into these guys. We didn't see them. We're leaving the park.
Oh, it cut off right at that point.
But then, when we're leaving the water park, all of a sudden they appear in the car park and they start being like, hey, you crazy Scottish girls, you fucking crazy girls. And we're like, no! And my friend Iona, God bless her, she's actually randomly very good at acting. It's kind of her thing. And she immediately jumps into action and she's like, okay, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And they're like, what? You don't remember last night? And she's like, I think you must have us confused with someone else. They're literally, the guy has got his arm around my dad. He's like, hey, you will not introduce me, your father, like, hey, family time. I'm like, oh, fuck. My dad's so confused. And Iona somehow, I don't know if it was really successful, but she really managed to play it off as if, like, yeah, we don't know you, you must have us confused. And then they genuinely did get confused and they started second-guessing themselves and they were like, maybe we don't know these guys. All the Russian guys in the background were speaking Russian and being like, yeah, we do.
I love this. Just gaslight them.
They drive away, they're like honking at us. My parents were like, that was weird. And we're like, yeah, what the fuck? And inside we're dying. That's my story. It's actually low-key really fucking crazy. I feel like I'm also probably missing key details. But he messages me like every 5 years, like, hey, you crazy Scottish fucker, like, how you doing? And I'm like, please leave me alone.
I'm currently recording, but I'm sending you a voice note while I record because that is the craziest story I've ever heard. That is absolutely mad. And thank you so much for sharing, but Jesus Christ. And also, I'm dying. I'm having his arm around your dad's shoulder being like, family time, family time. Oh my god, thank you for sharing that. That's hilarious. I've got another one fresh in literally a minute ago. I actually have a fucking funny one from a relationship. So I was with my boss a few months ago in a full-on relationship, and after a month of going out, he booked a holiday for us, and then when we broke up, the holiday was a week later and he took his ex on it. I could tell you so many stories about that man. He was insane, but that is cherry on top of the cake. What the hell? What? I'm replying to that and saying, what the fuck? What? Oh my god, you would go crazy. I would go, oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sending her a selfie of my shot's face. My forehead looks massive. That is mental. That is, I'm texting her still. That is absolutely mad. Oh my god. You would go crazy. You would, actually, maybe you would, no, you would go crazy. I would say, no, maybe you'd like be calm and you'd be like, it's for the best. No, I would go absolutely mental. I'd somehow find a way to ruin his holiday. The fucking, her boss as well. She's just saying, he's my boss. The audacity. I'm saying, what a cunt. Don't cancel me. Here we go. Oh my goodness, this is so long too. And I've got another voice note to get through. Jesus. Okay. So, this person and their partner, we basically were together nearly a year. Very fast romantic, fell in love instantly, was a whirlwind. I saw my full life with him. Coming up to a year, and we started speaking about open relationships and what it would be like to try that out. However, he ended up ignoring me for hours and hours at a time when he was with this girl in particular. So also they did do an open relationship. Wouldn't communicate with me well with her at all, even just to let me know where he was, and started calling me controlling and a psycho, etc., which really hurt me, so I stopped asking. That's crazy though. And also, I would be so jealous. I would never be able to do an open relationship. Like, maybe an open relationship where it was just sex and like not going out on dates and stuff. Dates I could not do. Like, see the idea of like them like flirting with some, oh, I would be sick to my stomach. Like, the fact that this person's partner was seeing this girl more than once is crazy. So wouldn't communicate with me well with her at all, just let me know about blah. He would cancel dates and nights in with me to see her. I then called him one night and he was fucking her on the phone to me, and I didn't know. He admitted to this later on, then denied it again. Overall, we ended and he was with her, and even when he saw me on nights out, he would flirt with me and ask me if I wanted to leave with him, and eventually I had to block because he was doing to her what he had done to me. Then when I went on my DMs, the girl had messaged me saying, OMG, couple goals, OMG, you're so pretty, wish I was you. Yes, sis, you just stole my whole fucking life. 6 months pass, I heal, I feel better. Then I even go to Ibiza. I'm just living. I come out of my office and boom. Wait, in your office in Ibiza? No, you're just saying you went to Ibiza. So one day you're coming out of your office and boom, the cunt is outside my work crying, asking for a second chance. He drives me home, we kiss, he promises to change. Ah, girl. Then he admits they're still together and asks if he can go on holiday with her because it was already booked. No, but I'm really sorry, it's like all-inclusive, can't get money back, I need to go on this holiday with my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, whatever, Jesus Christ. Because it's already booked, but says, I won't kiss her or anything, I just want a holiday. It never worked out, and now I guess he's on crack. I'm howling at this, I've just read it out, and I'm also replying with a voice note while I record. This is gold. This is gold, and he is definitely on crack. That's hilarious. But see the audacity of asking if he can still go on the holiday. I'm floored. God, these are great. So I've got one more. Someone that's actually sent me a message on WhatsApp. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna have to slow this down. Hold on.
Hello, sorry, thought I'd voice note you because it's easier, and lol at those messages. That was a traumatic time. Also, hope you're well and enjoyed Madrid. Hopefully we can catch up soon. I'd love to hear about it. So this story, it was when I was in second year of university, and me and two of my friends went on a ski trip with uni. And you know, we were all single, wanted to have fun. It was like one of the first few nights, and basically we were sharing a room, but only two of us out of the three got keys. So it was me and another girl. Anyway, me and this other girl that both had keys ended up going back with two separate guys. And obviously the third girl was then locked out of the flat. She couldn't get in. Obviously we weren't on our phones, so she was trying to text us, call us, couldn't get into the flat. Really bad girl code behaviour. I'm not proud of it, but, you know, young. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so she sends us a Snapchat and she's like, I'm basically just going to have to get with someone because I can't sleep on the snow.
Sorry, I love that that's like, right, I'm just gonna have to go shag someone. So I didn't realise we were on a skiing holiday. I missed that. I love that that's just the first thing though. Just, I need to go shag someone.
She ends up getting with someone. I then go back to the apartment in the morning and they're not in there. So I was waiting for them to get back and they both come in and they both look like, oh my God, we need to tell you something. Anyway, they both start talking about how they went back with these guys and, you know, separately. And they went in, so basically, you know the Jack and Jill bathrooms where it's like 2 rooms that are joined by a shared bathroom in the middle? Mm-hmm. They didn't realise, but they'd both gone. So they both realised that they had gone. Sorry, I'm not making sense. So they both then went into the bathroom at the same time, and they like saw each other, and they were like, "What the fuck?" They both obviously gone back with these 2 guys that were friends, and they only realised when they both walked into the bathroom that they like joined both bedrooms. Anyway, so that was all funny or whatever. It was like coincidence. Anyway, the other girl then is like, so this is the one that didn't have keys. She was like, something really weird happened. And we were like, what happened? And it was all like, she was like laughing about it, and she was known to kind of get with very frisky, freaky guys. But she was like, yeah, something weird happened. Like, I was having sex with this guy, and then his mate came in the room and was like, can I join in? And she was like, yeah, sure. So they started having a threesome. Wow. And then one of the guys, so the guy that she initially went back with, was like, can I try something a bit like different? And she was like, yeah, sure, go for it. So he goes over to his chest of drawers and he comes back with a bottle of Captain Morgan spice rum, unscrews it, spreads her legs apart, pours the rum into her vagina and does a shot out of her vagina of the spiced rum. Yeah, so that was that was a really funny story, and she just had a bit of a sore fanny the next day.
Oh my God, that would burn. Surely that I need a moment. I'm just trying to think of how that on earth that would even work. How does that not just like seep right into your inside? I just have I'm so confused. No one ever tried that with me. That's not happening. Oh God, imagine the burn. Oh God, men are so fucking weird. And all these are about men. There's not one that I've found where a girl is being weird. Actually, apart from the girl that robbed that guy. Or the 30-something-year-old. God, this is hilarious. Some of these are brilliant. Thank you. Oh, some of them I couldn't read out. Some of them were a bit too much. This is me from the future. Oh, I'm holding my phone upside down because I had to add this one in. I got another one in after I stopped recording, but it was just too good not to share. So this one is, ha 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 ha, was in Berlin, and after shagging this soldier, we went for round 2, gave him head and then just spewed on his dick. All I'd eaten was chips, and a full fucking chip came out and landed on a snail trail. I freaked the fuck out, but he seemed to like it, but just could not keep going. Showered him and then asked him to leave. That's the worst one. That is the worst one by far. So yeah, thank you. Enjoy the episode. You guys pulled through. You absolutely pulled through it, and I didn't even have to talk about my own experiences, which is brilliant. Which is it's definitely good for me because I'm learning not to talk so much. However, I will say there were some of them that I definitely couldn't have shared that were like very problematic, and I really appreciate you sharing them with me. But I was like, that's just a little bit too much for the podcast, and I wouldn't know what to do. I would just read it out loud and probably sit there in silence, just staring at the camera like, yeah. But I appreciate everyone that sent in stuff. It made me giggle. I've been kicking my little feet and giggling away to myself reading them and listening to them, and I'm not over the Russian guy. A lot of this is very problematic, but you know what? If you don't laugh, you'll cry, guys. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. And if there's anything to take away from this episode, be a girl's girl. Be a girl's girl and don't get into relationships. It's not worth it. Please be safe and But then also, like, have a laugh. Make the most of it. Shag who you want to shag. Within reason. Not like your mum's partner or like your sister's boyfriend, you know, like nothing weird like that, or like your best pal's ex. And also be safe. Don't do anything stupid, and if you feel like you're in danger, then run or like fight, you know, do what you have to do. That got very deep very fast. Thank you so much again. I'm gonna go tell my mum all these stories. She's gonna love them. And I'll see you next week with another episode. I'm happy to be back in Glasgow. I'm gonna start getting some guests on. So if you have any requests for guests, please let me know, because I'm struggling out here. The Glasgow pool is getting smaller and smaller because everyone's buggering off to London, which is completely valid because it's tough out here. But yeah, it is getting harder and harder. But yeah, I love you all so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.